It's another week, time for another video. I hope you guys are having an absolutely amazing week. We have about, what, 6 more weeks before the end of the year. So let's close this year out super, super, super strong. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoy these videos. I hope you're getting value from them that I do every single week. I really kind of sat here and thought about what was I going to talk about this week. Then I remembered a conversation that I had with a friend of mine earlier today. And, the friend asked me, what did I probably spend the most amount of time doing? And I said, without a doubt, it's studying success. It's studying successful people. I've probably studied over 300 people this year. I've watched over 100 documentaries, videos, interviews of really successful people. One of my mentors told me that the easiest way to become successful is just to do what other people do. It's to model their behaviors, model their rituals, model their habits, model their patterns. And if you can do that, figure out what they do, and then do the same thing, then you ultimately will become successful as well. So when I told my friend that that's what I do, then the person asked me, well, what's the one thing that all successful people have in common? Well, there's a lot of things that all successful people have in common. They all had some level of belief in themselves. They all had some level of a decent idea. You don't have to have the greatest. Some had greater ideas than others. But if I had to say the one thing that all successful people had in common, or the one thing that all successful people did, was they all got to the finish line. You don't win the race unless you get to the finish line. You got to get to the finish line to win the race. So what does that mean? They all had consistency and they all had persistence. They did not quit. You can't win if you quit. Doesn't that sound so simple, right? But really and truly, you can't win if you quit. And that's the one thing that we have to remember. All successful people get to the finish line. They don't quit. You got to keep going. And the thing about it is that you don't even have to be the fastest, right? You do not have to be the fastest to get to the finish line. All you have to do is make up your mind that you're not going to quit, because most people will quit, right? Most people start out fast and they're going along, and after a while they're going to conk out. You don't have to be the fastest, but you just have to make up your mind that no matter what, it does not matter what, as long as I have air inside my body, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to be persistent. I'm going to be consistent, and I will make it to the finish line. And that's the one thing I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that all successful people have in common, or that they all have done. They've all gotten to the finish line. So that's the key right there. That's the key to success. Making up your mind that you will get to that finish line. I hope you guys got some value from that. And until next week, I just want to remind you, we got 6 weeks left in the year. Take advantage of them. Go ahead and set your goals that you want to accomplish, not for next year, your goals that you want to go ahead and accomplish to finish this year out. Come up with one fear that you'd like to overcome, and trust me, you'll gain so much power from that. Even if you don't fully accomplish your goals for this year, at least you will have a running start going into 2016. All right. So don't give up on this year. Don't feel that because it's the holiday season, you'll go ahead and push them off until tomorrow. That doesn't work. Go ahead and make your goals, and don't be shy about your goals. Don't make small goals. The biggest mistake that most people make when it comes to goals is that they make their goals too small. You cannot make your goals too small, right? I posted something about that on my Instagram page today, and the person said, well, I think I said something like, the biggest mistake that most people make is that they make too small of goals. It takes the same level of energy to make a big goal as it does a small goal. So the person responded, hey, that was a good video, but, it takes a lot more energy to accomplish a big goal versus a small goal. And I said, you're absolutely right. It does. But think about it. I rather set a goal to make $1 million. And even if I only complete half that goal, I get halfway there. I'd rather to do that than to set a goal to make $100,000 and fully hit my goal. because halfway to $1 million is $500,000. Even if you accomplish the goal of making $100,000, you've only made $100,000. That's why you got to go ahead and push yourself and set your goals humongous. Set them set them so far that you don't even think that you'll be able to accomplish them. And at least now you have something to strive towards. And I guarantee if you put that effort in, you make up your mind that you're not going to quit, you keep going to the finish line, you'll get there. You'll get there. And even if you don't, you'll still be way further than everybody else, right? But you'll get there. As long as you don't quit, you'll ultimately get there. So there's not even even if you don't, right? Because as long as you keep going and make up your mind you're going to keep going, as long as you have air in your body, you're going to keep going, you will ultimately get there. All right? Hope you got some value from that, and I'll see you next week.